In a recent revelation that challenges conventional understanding of the cosmos, John Ramirez, a former CIA official, has come to light with compelling evidence about UFOs that has allegedly been hidden from the public for years. Witnesses, experts, and informants share his stories, weaving a web of uncertainty, secrecy, and undeniable evidence. Ramirez, a retired CIA expert with 25 years of experience, has drawn attention for his knowledge of unidentified aerial phenomena encountered throughout his career. Ramirez's revelations shed light on the mystery surrounding UFOs and the involvement of the United States government. He discusses encounters with reptilian extraterrestrials, beings with reptilian ancestry living among humans, and their potential influence. Ramirez's credibility is bolstered by his distinguished career within the CIA, where he held various positions related to intelligence operations. Ramirez's experience also extends to guiding investigators in using the Freedom of Information Act to obtain UFO-related information from various agencies. He highlights the importance of the involvement of the U.S. Air Force and its potential influence on the secrecy surrounding the occupants of UFOs. Ramirez's revelations are part of a broader trend of disclosures by military and intelligence personnel about UFO encounters. Prominent figures such as Lou Elizondo and John Brennan have also discussed the possibility of non-human intelligence and advanced technology related to UFOs. However, skepticism persists around the claims made by Ramirez and others. Experts stress the need for verifiable evidence, rigorous scientific investigations, and transparency. While the recent increase in UFO sightings and disclosures is intriguing, the scientific community stresses the importance of distinguishing anecdotal accounts from well-documented data. Recent efforts in Congress, including the hearings on FANI and proposed Pentagon transparency legislation, reflect a shift toward recognition of and attention to the UFO phenomenon. These initiatives seek to gather credible information, assess the significance of the sightings, and determine if there is evidence of non-human intelligence or advanced technology. Astrophysicists and astronomers discuss the challenges of interpreting UFO sightings due to possible misidentifications and the need for a comprehensive data set for analysis. While recent Pentagon reports and leaked videos add to the discourse, the scientific community is looking for more conclusive evidence to support claims of extraterrestrial contact. In general, the UFO phenomenon continues to intrigue and captivate the public, generating discussions on a global level. The pursuit of understanding, transparency, and rigorous scientific investigation remains the focus of efforts to unravel the mysteries surrounding UFOs and potential encounters with non-human intelligence. Now, we will examine some of these reported data, trying to shed light on the intriguing and enigmatic presence of UFOs in our environment. Event known as the Disappearance. In this story we will relive how Australian pilot Frederick Valentic disappeared without a trace under suspicious circumstances. On October 21, 1978, Frederick was part of a training flight. During the flight, Frederick radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control to inform them that he was accompanied by an aircraft that was flying about 1,000 feet above him, and that it was also having engine trouble. Air Traffic Control responded that there were no aircraft with him, at least none that they could detect. Frederick radioed back to the control room explaining that he was in fact being followed and that he could see a large aircraft overhead with 4 bright landing lights. He explained that his first thought was that another pilot was pulling a prank on him, but a training flight was a terrible time to prank any pilot. Furthermore, he reported that the mysterious aircraft was orbiting him and had a green light. When Air Traffic Control tried to get more details by asking him what type of aircraft it was, Frederick replied that it wasn't exactly an aircraft, and as soon as he said those words, the transmission was interrupted with a metallic scraping sound and poof! All contact with the control tower and Frederick's aircraft was lost. Meticulous sea and air searches were made to find Frederick and his plane missing from him, because not only was the transmission lost, he was never seen or heard from again. All measures taken to find the lone pilot proved unsuccessful. To this day, no one knows where the pilot Frederick is or could be. Numerous theories have been put forward to unlink Frederick's disappearance from UFOs, but all were sufficiently discredited because they had no physical evidence to back them up. Frederick's disappearance was widely attributed to a UFO, not only because he disappeared without a trace, but because there were many other reports of UFO sightings that night in the same region where he disappeared with his plane. This, of course, leaves more questions than answers, but we all love a good mystery. Levelland, Texas. On our exciting journey into the unknown, we stop in Levelland, Texas, where a strange event occurred in 1957. This exciting event, which even inspired a scene in the famous movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, left the city in shock. Imagine ordinary people going about their daily chores when suddenly they came across a spectacle beyond their imagination. Reports poured in from all over Levelland, with dozens of witnesses describing rockets streaking across the sky, mysterious lights dancing in the dark, and unidentified objects defying conventional explanation. But this is where the intrigue intensifies. These otherworldly phenomena seem to wreak havoc on their vehicles, causing engines to misfire and shut down, plunging them into ominous darkness. The coincidence was highly unlikely. Authorities were quick at first to dismiss these accounts as mere jokes or far-fetched tales, refusing to take them seriously. However, as more witnesses came forward, even the skeptics could not ignore the accumulated evidence. Project Blue Book, a government investigation into UFO sightings, was called in to shed light on the matter. Their verdict was that it was due to a thunderstorm and elusive fireballs, a seemingly reasonable explanation, except for one glaring fact: no storms, thunder, or rain were reported in the area that fateful night. The mysterious UFOs that have been sighted over the years and the intriguing possibility of traveling to other planets at the speed of light. Reports of UFO sightings ask us profound questions about our connection to other possible life forms in the universe, and challenge us to consider the implications of such encounters. At the same time, exploring the idea of traveling at the speed of light leads us to reflect on how we might one day expand our horizons beyond our own solar system. Space has always been fascinating for people while they watch the sky. Scientists and philosophers alike have pondered the deepest questions of life. What would it be like to go to distant galaxies? And more importantly, what kind of life could exist there? Space is just space. Its size is absurd. It would take years to reach our nearest neighboring star, even if we could travel at the limiting speed of the universe. At least we have science fiction like Star Trek to test the human imagination, even if we haven't yet found the answers to these problems. But today, thanks to NASA's warning system, the last limit could be within reach. Since nothing can move faster than the speed of light, this is the fastest it has ever been. Light can reach the moon from Earth in just over a second due to its speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. In less than the blink of an eye, light can travel from Los Angeles to New York. Proxima Centauri is the closest star to Earth, separated by 4.25 light-years. The Parker Solar Probe, which is currently in orbit, is the fastest spacecraft, reaching a top speed of 450,000 meters per hour. At that speed, one could get from Los Angeles to New York City in just 20 seconds, but it would take the solar probe about 6,633 years to reach Earth's nearest neighboring solar system. Why can't we use conventional rockets? Conventional rockets are ineffective because they are too slow to travel between stars. The distances in space are enormous, and conventional rockets cannot reach speeds high enough for practical interstellar travel. Spacecraft, such as space shuttles and Voyager probes, are limited by their current speed, which is very slow compared to what it takes to reach other stars. Even the New Horizons probe, which traveled to Pluto, would take tens of thousands of years to reach the Alpha Centauri system if it were pointing in that direction. Faster than light travel, which would be necessary for convenient interstellar travel, is currently only possible in science fiction with concepts like wormholes and warp drive technology. The Star Trek writers ran into problems developing the series due to its space opera nature. They wanted to avoid making the series boring or conventional, so they needed to find a dramatic way to transport the characters across the universe while still maintaining some fidelity to the physics. The biggest challenge was the enormous distance between galaxies, which even at the speed of light would take hundreds or thousands of years to travel. The solution came with the introduction of warp speed, which allowed faster than light travel. To justify this, Newton's third law of motion was used, which states that there is an equal and opposite reaction to every action. This law made it possible to explain how a ship could move at such extreme speeds. When you accelerate in a car or fly in a plane, you experience Newton's third law of motion. You feel pressure on your seat as the vehicle moves and pushes you against the seat. This is similar to what happens on the Star Trek spaceship Enterprise. However, if the ship were traveling at close to light speed, the people on board would be crushed due to the difference in mass between them and the ship. To solve this problem, we turn to Einstein's theories of space and time, which allow us to overcome the limitations of the speed of light.